Welcome to the Atomic KAS. I am your host, Kombat AllStar, and today we're going to be talking about the resurrection of Jake the Snake Roberts. That's right, old school wrestler turned drug addict and complicated dude turned back to being cool and a Hall of Famer. And I'm going to basically sum up this DVD and kind of review it, you know what I mean? Just before I get into it, a lot of things happening this week, a lot of wrestling things happening. You had the Cruiserweight Classic, which was lackluster, but very cool, you know what I mean? First of its kind, it's going to be awesome. You had an awesome NXT match between, Finn Balor and Nakamura, so that was awesome. And then you had Ultimate Lucha Dos Part 2, which built up to be something amazing. Vince McMahon came out on Raw, announced some new commissioners of both SmackDown and Raw, Stephanie and Shane, and then they got named some GMs, so that's coming soon. They started to call the WWE World Heavyweight Champion Chip the WWE title, so now we know that they're bringing another title for SmackDown. So it's been all good, it's been crazy, it's been awesome week for wrestling. And as far as news goes, we all know Pokemon GO has been dominating the news. Every video I seem to click, every video that's recommended on YouTube is all about Pokemon GO. Stop it, guys. Make one video, be done with it, one and done, I say. Get all of it out, express all the emotions, and just be done with it. There's no reason to talk about this thing for over a week now. Just my opinion. And also, Nintendo's going to be releasing what Sega did years ago, a miniature NES, Super NES that has a bunch of games on it. I think it has maybe like 30 games or something on it. So they're going to be releasing that. That's going to be cool. Like I said, Sega did it years ago. I have actually one of the Sega Genesis that they did it with. So I think it has over like 180 games or something crazy. But Nintendo's doing the same thing. Finally, those guys are a little behind the times with the technology and stuff like that. But I digress. Back to my man, Jake the Snake, and his DVD, his home digital video that's on Netflix. It is awesome. It is amazing. You guys need to definitely check it out. It's basically his road to recovery. We all know about Jake the Snake's story about how he was abused by his stepmom and the things that she made him do, and his dad not loving him, and saying that he'll never be anything. And basically his dad was a wrestler, and he wanted to do wrestling just to show his dad that he could do something better than he could. So that's kind of a weird motivation to get into it, but his life was pretty jacked. So a lot of the times he used drugs to deal with this, to deal with that. While he was wrestling, he was okay. Just wanted to make sure this was still up. But while he was wrestling, he was okay. He was fine. He was able to cope with everything just fine. But after, all that stuff ended and he didn't know what to do, that was basically his life. He kind of went back into old ways, and it got really bad. He ended up getting a hip replacement, and he couldn't walk, and he was crazy overweight, and he was just very, very unhealthy, drinking all the time. And he finally had enough. Enough was enough. He wanted to see his kids again, wanted to be in his grandkids' life. So he called DDP up. DDP took him to a place he calls the Accountability House. And it's a big house with a bunch of rooms in it where he kind of does the DDP yoga. So he took Jake in, and that was the first guy he took in. Took Jake in, did the yoga with him every day. I think maybe like 2 or 3 times a day. I'm not quite sure. He didn't really specify in the DVD, so go figure. But he took him in, did the yoga with him, and it was an amazing ride. Watching this guy go from not wanting to live to being clean, and after he got clean, everyone was seeing he was doing such a great job. Sean Waltman called him, hey, Scott Hall needs help too. Scott Hall moves in, he starts helping him with the yoga, and it's just a life-changing thing for these guys, and it was awesome to see. We all see the negative stuff that people say about Scott Hall. We've seen the negative stuff that people said about Jake the Snake, and it was nice to see that road to recovery. The end of the DVD ends with them being inducted into the Hall of Fame, which is an amazing ending, I think, for any wrestler DVD. But it was just great. I mean, I felt for the guy. I was with the guy. I've been watching Jake the Snake. I was watching Jake the Snake when I was in diapers. You know what I mean? Running around with my dad, playing, wrestling and everything, watching Saturday Night Main Event, Legion of Doom coming out there and wrecking people with clotheslines, Mr. Perfect out there, was little Hanky coming to the ring, and Jake the Snake was one of my favorites, and it was just, I mean, for everything that everyone always says, his promos were amazing, his in-ring work was bar none. I mean, he invented the DDT, and back then it was a move to be reckoned with. Now they kind of use it like it's a regular move, but it's really devastating back in those days. But I digress. This guy was the man. In my eyes, in a lot of people's eyes, he was the man. and to see kind of his growth through it, and you know his just all the positivity, I should say, because there are a few other Jake Roberts DVDs out there. And they're negative, they're sad, they bring me down. They talk about his life, and there was no happy ending. There was no DDP Yoga at the end of those DVDs or Hall of Fame induction. It was just sadness. And as much as I love the guy, it sucked, it hurt to see that. So I'm glad this DVD's out. I'm glad that it's so positive and amazing. And I implore you guys, go check it out. It is definitely a 5-star DVD. 5 out of 5, that's what I rated it on Netflix. Go check it out if you have Netflix. If you are a wrestling fan, go check it out. If you are somebody who likes success stories, check it out. It is something that everybody should be watching, bar none. Have you seen Jake the Snake, the Resurrection of Jake the Snake DVD? What do you think about it if you saw it? Do you like it? Do you hate it? I always want to know your opinions. You know how the Kombat Man is. And until next time,